This video is going to teach you how to cut red onions for the fajita veg. All onions, as we all know, have many layers. The first layer is a very flaky, papery onion layer that will break off easily and get all over the board, get into the food if we don't work with it properly. So the first step with all the onions is to go through and take those pieces off, right? So we don't have to deal with them later on. Go through all your onions at once. You're doing 20 onions, you brush them all off and get the paper off of 20 onions if there's anything loose. Once that's done, set them aside and clean the whole board. These are the loose little pieces that we don't want to get into our finished product. Okay, so now that we have all the loose debris and bits of paper off the onion, we're going to cut the stem side and the root side off. We don't want to take off a lot, but just maybe ½ inch off each side. We can discard that. Second step, split the onion in half. Again, keeping an eye out for any papers or any little bits of onion skin that might end up on the board. So the onion has a few layers, the first layer being that paper layer that we talked about. Underneath that's another layer that typically you'll have to discard before you get to that third layer, which is actually usable onion. That second layer sometimes can be tricky. It looks like we can use it, it looks white, it doesn't look brown or unusable, but what we want to do is we want to actually bend it in our hands, right? So usable onion that's good to cut up and cook is any onion that's fresh enough that snaps. So if you try and bend it and it snaps and rips, you can use it. If it's leathery like this and doesn't snap and break, we don't want that. This piece will not cook down in a frying pan, so make sure to throw those pieces away. Okay. From here, we're going to cut this into the same size slices as the green pepper. They're going to go together in the same fajita mix. We want them to cook together at the same time and cook at the same rate, so we don't have pieces coming out that are undercooked and pieces that are burned. This cut that we're going to do is actually called the French cut. It's the same, we're going about 1/4 inch all the way across. And when you get to the last piece, what I tend to do is flip it over, finish that. There's fajita red onion.